Hey girl, hey, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Misha. Thank you guys for joining me yet again for another review. Tonight we are back with a brand new review of Married at First Sight Season 3 Episode 3. Child, let's get into it if we gonna get into it. Child, I'm so confused. I don't know who I'm for. I don't know who I'm against. So y'all know what? Because they are confusing me. Okay, Rachel threw me for a loop. Honey, I hate to get into it before I get into it, but I cannot believe that Rachel said what she said. Look at how she looking. Honey, and child, okay. Listen to me. Like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you get anything out of the content. Child, let's just get right into it, and I'll explain myself as we go. It is wedding day. So then, when we left off, we were waiting for Rachel and Jose and Brett and Ryan to get married. We were waiting because we knew Ryan might fall asleep. But then I discovered, I think Ryan just needs a little bit of Botox. He may want to talk to Mirla. So then we hear, please stand. Brett is in the back, boobs and all, honey. She says she'll be so devastated if she got her heart broken again. Honey, won't we all? Okay? Won't we all? That's why I've been single for 6 years, child, because I can't go through it. Okay? I just can't. And Ryan is waiting, sweating bullets. He said, he felt jealous of all his other friends that were married. So Ryan was another one rushing to the altar to not feel left out. Let me tell y'all something, honey. I'm speaking directly to y'all. This is not a game. Okay, these are people's lives. These are people's hearts on the line. This is not a let's make a deal. This is not a game show. This is not The Price is Right. If you're not ready to get married, then don't get married, because y'all throwing off some major red flags and some of your friends are trying to paint them yellow. Moving forward. Brett comes out. She's a vision in red hair. Ryan smiled as he was given to her, and he looked at her dad and he whispered in his ear, is it too late to ask for your blessing? Aw, you know what? Ryan really is a family type guy. I think because he's so close to his sister and his family. But child, it's too late, child. Let's get married. She said, hi, I'm Brett. Okay, Ryan, I'm going to need you to compliment her. Honey, what? So the officiant reads that Brett is kind and generous and a hopeless romantic. Yes, I'm reading that way because that is the exact same way that the officiant was reading. I'm like, what in the hooked on phonics has not worked for me is going on here? He's like, she doesn't want to lose. She loves her dog Baxter. I wonder if all dogs go to heaven. Moving forward. Ryan's friend said he has a heart of gold, and even if he appears uptight, he has to warm up to you. Okay. So Ryan suffers from RBF, resting face. It's okay, Ryan. I suffer from that too. It's nothing that we can do about it. It's really nothing that we can do. They said he likes to go to the ranch. Honey, when they said ranch, all of her friends were looking around like, what, you mean ranch dressing? Oh, I prefer Caesar. No, ma'am. They're not talking about the dressing, honey. They're talking about the yeehaw, the ranch. Okay? That's what they're talking about. And so everybody looking around crazy. Then they said he likes to bake cheesecakes and watch The Notebook. And Brett just loved that. She was like, oh my gosh. Let me tell y'all something. Because y'all know I'm going to interject and put the zhuzh on it that needs to be given. This episode took me a lot to watch. It gave me nothing. I was bored. I almost want to just give you a review about the trailer. But I ain't going to do that to y'all, because guess what? I love y'all as subscribers, and even those of you that are visiting. So let's continue. And Ryan, I'm looking at you. Honey, if you don't stop all that swaying, child, you're moving back and forth so much, you're going to give me motion sickness. I'm like, child, Ryan's nerves are shot. Honey, he was just swaying and rocking and moving. I'm like, oh, child, honey. And I hate the way that this officiant reads. That's just a side note, honey. He reading like he just learned how. So then they read their vows, and he's looking her up and down. Get a look at her, okay? Probably trying to register all that fiery red hair. And by the authority vested in him, Brett is all his. So then Brett couldn't even wait, honey, because y'all know she ain't been kissed in a while. So she's like, kiss me. So then he leans in for a kiss. He gave her a big kiss, but the officiant, who can't read, he missed some stuff, so she got a double take. Okay, Brett, honey, you went from no kisses in 2 years to 2 kisses in 20 minutes. Honey, I hope you exfoliated like I said. Brett said, yeah, now I've been kissed. Yes, now you can stop pretending to be Drew Barrymore and never been kissed. Child, go on about your business. Girl, go on. Ryan said his wife is beautiful and her eyes are gorgeous. I told y'all that Brett was stunning. When I looked at those piercing blue eyes against that red hair, I was like, yes, ma'am. Girl, you are a looker. I don't know. I just love different types of beauty. I'm just saying, honey. That's just a side note. So Brett is a high school teacher because they're talking in the back. Child, I feel your pain. And Ryan works for a small oil and gas company. Side note, I think I know Ryan. I used to work in oil and gas, and he looked familiar to me when I was watching the episode. So I don't know how long he's been working for oil and gas, but I think we have crossed paths before. So shout out to Ryan. Anyway, so he said, yeah, he works for a small oil and gas company. He said he's telling himself, don't screw this up, Ryan. Ooh, child. Let me tell y'all something. We were all wrong about Ryan. He definitely finds Brett attractive. And I told y'all she is freaking stunning. Pastor Cal said, now 4 couples have now said I do. Zach and Michaela, Johnny and Bao, Gill and Mirla, child, Brett and Ryan. The final couple is now preparing, Jose and Rachel. Jose says, he thought about this day over and over and over, and then he starts running down his resume yet again. Master's degree, paid for 2 homes. Okay, we get it, Jose. We got it, honey. You're quite accomplished. I'm so proud. I'm so proud of you. Shout out to Drake. So Pastor Cal said, we matched the 2 of them because they're both go-getters. Okay, Pastor Cal, please stop interjecting, honey. We could really leave your parts out because, child, you getting on my nerves. Rachel said, she feels prepared, even though her last relationship ended 6 months ago because he cheated on her and he was unfaithful. It made her see she was ready to be a wife. No, ma'am. You're not over that ex, honey. 6 months is no time. You still having the frenemy play on his phone. Y'all are still looking at his Instagram. Y'all still trying to make sure he's still with the heifer that he was cheating on you with. Girl, Right now is not the time. And I could tell with your interaction with Jose that now is not the time. Okay, you should have healed up first. I'm just saying, child. So she brings up her joining the gym and losing 35 pounds. And you know what? I think she thinks that her weight loss and her being heavier, 35 pounds heavier, she contributed that to her being cheated on because now she keeps mentioning and emphasizing her weight loss while talking about the breakup. Honey, is it just me? I feel like she lost that weight as like a revenge thing, like a revenge body. Look at me now type of thing. Let me tell you something. I don't care if you're 9,000 pounds or 9 pounds. I don't care if you look like an Instagram model or you look like you were drawn with an Etch-a-Sketch. A man will still cheat. He will still do what's in him to do. I mean, I'm just saying. So I don't ever want anybody out there to think that it has anything to do with your physical attributes. Okay. They met you that way. They loved you that way. They're just scum buckets. Okay. Moving forward. She said her biggest fear is that he's boring and doesn't have the ability to have a conversation. Honey, you're fine. Jose talk way too much. Rachel said, he might not be a looker, but the conversation is important because she's a good listener. So then they pan over to Jose saying he has some insecurities because he's under 6 feet. He has a larger nose and he wants her to be attracted to him. Oh, Jose, I may have been wrong about you. Okay, I'm going to reserve my judgment of Jose and going hard on him, hard in the paint until I see how he behaves on the honeymoon and moving forward. My bad, Jose. My bad. I'm woman enough to admit when I'm wrong. You must be hiding those insecurities behind all those accolades. Because every time we see you on the screen, you're talking about that you've done this, that, and this. And we got it, honey. Okay, we really do have it. And you might be hiding behind that flashy suit that you chose. Maybe that suit wasn't the right choice. I mean, I'm just saying, you already worried about if she's going to be wondering why you looking how you looking. And then you got that suit on with the little bedazzled stuff going on with it. Honey, I'm just not quite sure. Rachel over there telling the Grinch that stole Christmas, her frenemy, Lyris or Licorice or whatever her name is, to reserve judgment of her husband until later on. She's like, don't tell me nothing about him unless it's a serious red flag. Honey, it's a shame you got to give her a pep talk. It is no way I could be friends with her. Honey, she would not be in my circle. No, ma'am, Pam. She said, I'm just nervous because, I usually lose myself in relationships, so I don't want that to happen again. Oh, child, this is a mess. Okay, I see Jose went with another jacket. In the next scene, I see Jose went with another jacket. Honey, smart move. Okay. He said he feels like he has a chip on his shoulder because of his parents, and he wants his marriage to be perfect. Stop saying perfect. Nothing is perfect. That's going to set you up for disappointment, as we soon will see later. So his mom is telling him before he goes out to be patient with each other and to talk often. And she tells him that he's the best son a mother could ever ask for. Oh, mama, that's so sweet. Rachel in the back with a little video message talking about how, she hopes he doesn't have cold feet because she's super ready. Rachel, I'm side-eyeing you, honey. I got my good eye on you because the way you acted when you got with Jose, it really wasn't cool. Okay? Jose is out there waiting and Rachel is still in the back talking about that ex. And Jose said, he hopes he can pick up on the little things to know if she's attracted to him. Oh, Jose. Whole time I thought it would be you as my problem child, and it's not you, honey. It wasn't you I had to worry about. Honey, it's seeming like the ladies gonna lose their mind up and through this season. Child, I hate to go in on my ladies, but I'm gonna have to do it moving forward. Rachel comes out and she kind of looks like his mom, because when I was looking at her, I was like, she kind of resembles his mom a little bit. Maybe it's just me. He was like, you're gorgeous. Honey, no return compliment. All right now, Rachel, honey, because you ain't fooling me. I noticed it. She's like, I'm Rachel. I'm like, ooh, child, Rachel got a laugh on her. Child, that laugh. I was like, oh my goodness. He's like, I'm Jose. Nice to meet you. He tells her she looks gorgeous yet again. She said, thank you. Thank you. Still no return compliment. I'm like, okay. I'm not thinking that Rachel is physically attracted to Jose. Now, I didn't know what she was going to say to him a little later. I had seen no previews of it. But honey, I was proven right. So this time we have a better officiant that is capable of reading. And he said Rachel goes into a deep sleep. She needs 20 alarms just to wake up. Who wrote this? Like, why would you tell them that her slumber is almost like she's in a coma? Why would you say that? Girl, and what in the narcoleptic sleeping beauty is going on here? So I do not have time. I do not have time to play with these friends and family. And then he said, Jose likes structure, emphasis on structure. Baby, so all that little sleeping you gonna do, you gonna have to wake the hell up, okay? They said he had a heart of gold, but they didn't say he wanted you sleeping all day and night, okay? So then they read their vows. He looks enamored by her, and they get the rings, and the officiant says, repeat after me. Honey, nobody said a word. Jose, honey, it's your time to shine. Go ahead, honey, it's you. You go first. Ciao. So then they put the rings on, and then they put on a rosary. They are now pronounced husband and wife, and they share this awkward kiss, child. It made me uncomfortable. Jose said, my wife is gorgeous. I'm very attracted to her. This is what he's saying in the confessional. He's like, I'm very attracted to her. She's like, I needed some jewelry right now. My hand's a little bit bare. Okay, I'm not really liking Rachel. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm not really liking Rachel. I'm just really not, honey. She screams insecure. She's not over that ex, honey. She's talking about this weight loss every 5 minutes. Congratulations. I'm so happy because being healthy is the most important thing that you can do for yourself. But I feel like you did it because of what you went through. Okay. It wasn't really about you. And I really just didn't like the way you kind of treated Jose. Let me tell y'all something. I'm going to go on the side of right. And if I see you with some foolishness, I'm going to have to call you out on it. Now, we'll see how it goes a little bit later. But I'm going to take this season on an episode by episode basis. She wants to play a game to see what they have in common, right? Honey, I know that's right. See what the experts saw on the slick. Honey, like, let me see if we got something in common, because the experts play all day. She said, I was born and raised in Houston. Okay, check. So was he. I love sports. She said, all my money went to sporting events. Jose, you're going to have to double the entertainment budget on that blackboard. Get ready to get your Sharpie and multiply by 2. So then she tells him she went to the World Series alone. Rachel likes to repeat things. My God. Okay, you went to the World Series alone. There were a zillion people there. You're never alone when you're in a group and a crowd of people. You'll be fine, honey. You decided to do that. He said, if I knew, I could have gone with you and I would have proposed to you on the Jumbotron. He was like, you know what? We'll just do that for our anniversary. Well, child, we pray y'all last that long. She said, I speak Spanish. Check. He said, yeah. And then he gave her a little taste. Mi amo es Jose. Okay. He didn't really say that, but that's all I know. So I just had to judge it up. He said, I work out 3 times a week. She said, me too. Check. Okay. She said, I think we're the same person. They say opposites attract, but no, I wanted my twin. Child. He said, they asked me what I wanted and I got it with you. You're exactly what I wanted. She said, I described you to a T. So here go Jose. He's smiling, leaning back, mouth all wide open, honey. He thinking he about to get into it as he get into it. Until she said, it was crazy because I was like, I'm not into looks. I'm all about personality. And that's what I got. Oh my God. See, Rachel, I thought it would be Jose. That's why your little friend of me treats you the way that she does. Honey, you completely took the wind out of his sail. Especially when he was already insecure. Honey, I didn't like that. I did not like that at all. Child, y'all need to just be best friends, okay? Don't even waste our time or each other's because y'all scream friend zone. Okay, I'm just saying, honey. I know y'all were kissing and whatnot, but y'all friends kiss sometimes too, honey. Brett and Ryan are taking pictures, and when I was looking at them taking their pictures, I don't know if it's just me, I don't know if you guys have ever gone on a Carnival cruise like I have, but the background looks like the background on the cruise ships on formal night. You know how they have you standing in front of that grand piano or on that staircase and then you're all dressed up with no particular place to go? That's exactly what those pictures look like. I'm like, not Carnival cruise. He said he loves her sense of humor and her sass. Okay, I'm okay. He likes her personality. She said, it's 2 seconds in, but I can picture life with him. Aw, okay, Brett. On the other side, Mirla and Gill are taking pictures. She said, I'm a happy princess. Girl, an ice princess, honey, frozen. Yeah, until it's time to cut back on those red bottoms. Her bridesmaids were like, so on a scale from 1 to 10, what do you think? She's like a 10. Honey, I was shocked. Hopefully she finds nothing to complain about this episode. So Gill is over there talking about he likes her. He's like, yeah, I like her. Gill, honey, I smell cap. I really don't think you just like what you're seeing like that. I don't think you're really just satisfied. But I think that you're a nice guy. So you're saying that you're satisfied. I feel like you're going along to get along, Gill. Don't do that, honey. Let's say the real, because on decision day, we need to make an actual decision so we don't have another debacle like we did last season and the only people that are standing are Brianna and Vincent. And I ain't going to tell y'all while I think they're still standing. Moving forward, Gill is telling his future kids the story of how they met their mother through the screen, and they take a few pictures, and she asks if he was a handholder. He's like, I can be. I mean, if you like it, then I like it. No, do not tell her that because it sets the wrong tone. Then that lets her think, whatever it is that I want or whatever it is that I like, he's going to go along with it. Don't do that. Jose and Rachel. Jose and old big put my foot in my mouth Rachel are about to take pictures. His parentals come over and she hugs everybody. So then his mom is like, oh, I'm his mom and she's his stepmom. Well, all right, mama. Mama said, let me just make it clear, okay? I'm his mother. That's his stepmother, honey, because y'all remember that Jose said that the dish ran away with the spoon, okay? And that his dad did some cheaterization, and therefore, and thus and such, I'm assuming, allegedly, that the stepmom is the one that he ran off with, right? So after that stupid comment that Rachel made, Jose can't even muster up a smile. The photog is like, Jose, smile, honey, nothing. He's like, taking pictures. I'm worried that my wife is not physically attracted to me. He said, if he put everything into a machine, she would be exactly what he wanted. He said, but then again, her happiness is just contagious and it just makes me feel happy. So after a few minutes, he said he can see it working. So Rachel just wanted a travel buddy. Rachel wanted somebody to go to these sporting events with. Because her friends are married, her friends have kids, her friends are occupied. I understand, okay? Because when I got married and I had my child, my friends felt a little bit neglected and they had to find other people to do things with because we were not on equal playing field at that time. So Rachel probably feels like the odd man out. And she even said in a previous episode, if I'm not mistaken, correct me down in the comments if I'm wrong, that she felt like a third wheel when she would go out with her friends. So Rachel's just trying to find any old body child. So then we see all the couples rolling into their receptions. Gill and Mirla. She said the first thing she thought when she saw him was, he's not ugly and he has a nice smile. Okay, girl, I guess that's a start. Gill said he noticed her luscious lips. Honey, not the lips you didn't get to kiss. Okay. It was a hint, Mirla. Okay, he told you about the luscious lips so you could pucker up. But child, it still didn't happen. So then she's like, that's it? That's all you noticed? He's like, no, and I noticed the dress too. You got to have some confidence to wear that dress. She was like, oh, okay, I like that. Okay, I like it. I'm like, oh my God. So Gill is going to spend too much time trying to make the Devil Wears Prada happy. Okay. Shout out to my subscriber Danielle Barnett for her name. Ugh. I just can't stand it. Honey, when she said the Devil Wears Prada down in that comment section last week, I said, yes, ma'am. That is the exact name for Mirla. She said, she didn't feel yucky when he touched her. It felt warm. So there's that. Rachel and Jose. They're dancing and Rachel says, she felt comfortable. Finally, after being prompted, she's like, I think he's cute. He's super handsome. The producers had to coerce you into saying how you felt like he looked. Like, what is wrong with you? Honey, sure you do. Sure you think he's handsome. Brett and Ryan. They're dancing. Ryan is like, you don't know how to do the two-step? She's like, no. Child, what in the honky tonk is this? Like, what kind of music are y'all playing? I hate how they make Texas and country synonymous. Okay, yes, we do have trail rides. Yes, this is the South. Yes, we are in Texas, but we do not play country music 24 hours a day. Houston is the 4th largest city in America. Child, they really get on my nerves when they do that. Honey, it's just a side note. Ryan and Brett are not on beat. Honey, ain't got to beat the furs. Y'all got to catch some kind of a beat. Like, I know this is a country song, but some kind of a beat will do. Brett can't dance worth a lick. She's like, I don't dance, especially country. I don't fit into that world at all. Okay, so she, he's a little bit country. She's a little bit rock and roll. So their dance was very awkward. Okay, she wasn't having fun and he looked aggravated. Michaela and Zach. He asked her longest relationship and why it ended. She said 364 days. They were almost to the 1-year anniversary and he broke up with her the day before because they weren't on the same page. Honey, he didn't know that 364 days prior? Child, I wish I would. He said, well, when was that? She said, like 2017. He said, okay, so it's been 4 years. She said, well, I've had, he said, oh, okay, yeah. Child, she had some situationships and some drive-bys. Just so we're clear, moving forward. She asked about dating apps and if he was on any. He's like, yeah, but I really prefer to just see someone and just approach them. Exactly, honey. Me too. Plus, it's kind of hard to leave with your homemade lotion if you're all way on the app. I understand. Zach doing all this talking. Michaela eating that food. Honey, I know that's right, baby. I'm going to eat my plate. No matter what's going on, you can talk and I'll eat. So Zach starts spilling his guts about how he was the ugly duckling turned swan and everybody would make fun of him for being skinny and awkward, and he found himself in college. He said he went to an all-white, all-boys school. Mama and daddy, why? Okay, why? He said him being dark-skinned was always a topic of conversation and people would make fun of him. He said he would get made fun of a lot because of his darker skin and he was self-conscious about it. That is why representation matters, okay? Especially for our people, because kids can be very cruel. And I can almost bet that really damaged his self-esteem and his inner voice. You internalize those things, so you hear it in your head all the time. And I knew something wasn't right when he was like, I hope she finds me attractive, because to all of us looking at him, we're thinking Zach is an extremely attractive young man. But to him, all he hears is you're dark, you're this, you're that. Child, these people are a mess. She's like, really? He said, yeah, I really was. She said, well, I'm here to tell you, honey, your skin is beautiful and is. Okay. He said, thank you. Listen, Michaela, I want to respect you and whatnot. But Zach, let me just say this to you. You are a beautiful black man. And like Tupac said, the blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. Michaela said, you ain't got to worry with me, baby. I know that's right, honey. You ready to make little Zach's at the altar anyway. Michaela was ready to get it popping at the altar. Zach, you have nothing to worry about. The bridesmaids, the whole time, they're over there at their table like, oh, they look like Ken and Barbie. They look like they made for each other. Oh, my God. Honey, they more excited than Michaela. Mirla and Gill. They go to sit down. He pulled out her chair. She's like, are you really a gentleman? Just sit down, Mirla. Girl, hush. He said, yes, I always pull out chairs. I always open doors, car doors, every door. She's like, oh, okay. She said, well, what's your last name? He said, I don't want to mispronounce a Gill. And forgive me if I do. I think he said Cuero. Okay, honey. I'm not good at it. I'm just saying. He said, what is your maiden last name? She's like, huh? Honey, if you can you can hear. So then she tells him, she said, what are your views on that? He said, I'm pretty traditional. Baby, she wants to keep her dad's last name. Oh, child, don't you got a brother to carry on the last name, child? Why don't you just hyphenate it? Oh, she gonna be a problem, child. Oh, Lord, why Gill? So then they start clinking the glasses, right? Gill is like, is somebody about to give a speech? Gill, even Zach knew that meant to lean in for a kiss, and he has never been to a wedding. So they're like, no, you need to kiss. Child, they trying to help you out. Okay, that's what they trying to do. His wife was like, no, I don't think so. He's like, my wife's lips are full, so I love kisses. She's like, no, sir, we will be conservative. And we're back. Just when I thought we were doing good, child, she reeled me back to the other side. Another kiss on the cheek. He's like, well, that didn't go as planned. Honey, she is a stick in the mud. Do y'all hear me? Stick in the mud. Jose and Rachel. He starts asking, where she lives and where she works. She's like, I live in the Galleria and I work in Rosenberg. Let me tell y'all something. For those of you that are not from Houston, that is a drive. Okay. But then again, I can't really talk because I used to drive 45 minutes each way to get to my job as well. So, but from the Galleria to Rosenberg, that's at least an hour. And if you're in traffic in Houston, oh, baby, she's spending the night in the car. It takes her 15 hours to get there and 15 hours to get back. He said, well, when is your leases up? She's like, September. Girl, why are you looking like that? You act like he violated you, honey. He's asking because you do know that y'all are married, right? Okay, honey, you're going to have to live with each other at some point. Child, don't pull a Virginia on us. Jose starts saying, what he expects. And she's like, well, what my husband expects is a lot. I don't know if I can be the perfect wife that he wants. Honey, that's what you get for marrying so you can legally ride in the carpool lane. You get what you get. Ryan and Brett. Brett chomping down on that food. Honey, I love these women, honey. They gonna eat. I know that's right, y'all. We ain't got no salad ladies over here. They're flirting. He said, if she was his ninth grade teacher, it would be love after lockup. Because she definitely going to the pen when they get through messing around. Or an entire Hot for Teacher episode. Yeah, I know he didn't say that, but I zhuzhed it up. Johnny and Bao. They're talking and Johnny is telling her that he likes physical touch. He said he's very affectionate. He's like, when he gets little touches, it lets him know that the person is actually interested in him. She's like, yeah, well, I like acts of service. Okay, so we know each other love languages, okay? She likes acts of service. He likes physical touch. She said, I appreciate you telling me that, but it's like low on my list. It's kind of, robotic. Okay. Bao. You're going to have to give him what he needs or it's not going to work. They're called love languages for a reason. Oh, child, I'm just so exhausted already, honey. I'm not even halfway through the review. Bow. You're going to have to bend. Johnny, be yourself, okay? I don't want you to start acting like physical touch doesn't matter to you just because you're married to Bow. Okay, I don't know what's robotic about touching your mate. But Bow, you're going to have to take that chastity belt off and loosen up. He's like, how are you at budgeting? She's like, oh, I'm decent. He said, okay, so when is the last time you splurged on something? She said, on my shoes. They're Jimmy Choos. She said, don't worry. They were on consignment. And he said, I'm not sure what that means. She said they were pre-loved and they were pre-owned. Baby, Johnny, let me just tell you something, honey. That's a fancier thrift store. That's all it is. Johnny heard budget shopping, and that's what sealed the deal. Johnny is talking to Bao's friend over on the other side, right? Her friends and her brothers. He said he never thought of her in this light before. Over on the other side, she's talking about how she always had a crush on him and now he's her husband. Now that is an awesome story. Now that's a sweet story. I saw him, we met each other in college, and their story is something you read in a book. It really is. I mean, just listen to it. I'm gonna narrate it for you. Johnny and Bao. They met in college. He was the president of his Vietnamese social group. She was the president of her Vietnamese social group. They were from two different universities in the state of Texas. Their paths crossed. She had a crush on him. Unbeknownst to him, he was the popular guy. She was the shy girl. He's a little bit OCD. She is as well. Years later, neither one of them can find a potential mate. Here comes Dr. Pepper and the crew on Married at First Sight and puts them together and now they married. Child, don't it sound good? Oh my goodness, honey, that is one for the books. Her friends are asking Johnny how he'll break down her walls because she don't like to be touched. Well, she better get used to it because that's his love language, honey. And maybe he can buy her a consignment pair of shoes to get the touch he needs in exchange. Honey, I'm not sure about this. It looks good on paper, but people need what they need, honey. I mean, Bow, I don't know how this gonna go. He said, that's a huge thing for me. I really need that. He said, it's something I need for me to know that people care about me. So then he asked her brothers, he's like, y'all have hugged her, right? They're like, yeah, no. Oh, child. Brett and Ryan. Brett's bridesmaids are talking to Brett. They're like, were you expecting a redhead? He was like, no, I've never dated one before. He's like, because you can either own red hair or not. So basically what he's trying to say is you're either a Brett or a Ronald McDonald. Ryan looks sleepy at all times. Oh, child. Ryan, liven up, honey. Oh, my goodness. She's over there with his friends. Now, this is what was a trip to me, okay? She's like, am I his type? What made her ask that? I have no idea, but I'm glad she asked so that she knows. One friend said, no, not right away. He was trying to be nice, okay? Here come Liam. No, not even remotely. Liam, honey, pipe down. Child, what is wrong with you? Well, damn, honey, I'm sure him and the luggage underneath his eyes are not her type right away either, buddy. Honey, don't be rude. They're like, that's a loaded question. She's like, it really is a loaded question. And then she said, and also, he wouldn't normally be my type either. Honey, let him know, Brett. Let him know. He's not my type either, okay? He looked sleepy. How about that? That'll learn him. You tell him, Brett. She said, his character traits are on point, but the country thing and the boot scooting boogieing of it all, honey, it's a no. She said, I don't listen to country music. She's like, the ranch, I don't do. Two-step, no. The saddling up is a hell now. Am I a cowboy wife? I know that's Well, Brett, if it makes you feel any better, honey, he was not two-stepping. He was stepping side to side. She's worried if she'll fit into his life. Honey, I'm worried too. I don't know about any of these couples. I'm so confused this season. Last season, it was so clear cut to me. I could look at them and I could smell and sniff out the BS. I knew who was going to be on some foolishness, and they were on the foolishness all the way through, like I said, because last season I said what I said and I ain't change it. But this season, I am so freaking confused. His friend was like, well, what would be a yellow flag? Listen, honey, like I told Paige, there's no yellow flags. There's only red flags. We're not going to paint them yellow, okay? I'm just saying. She said, well, does he kill things? He said, is that a problem? She said, yes, it is for me. Honey, I know that's right. Just killing innocent animals for sport. No, it doesn't work like that. And then the friend was like, well, he definitely hunts. Baby, these friends are messing everything up for him, honey. They are messing up the whole thing. So let me get this straight. Ryan is a golf playing, cattle steering hunter that dates model types. Honey, they don't even go together. That's like eating peanut butter and caviar. Honey, no ma'am. Michaela and Zach. Michaela is talking to his parents, and Zach's dad said, I thought this whole thing was some bull at first. Oh my goodness, Daddy, please hush. He said, but I see now, the way he looks at you, the way he touches you. Dad, it's been all of an hour. Okay. And I mean, judging from those previews, baby, reel it in. Okay. She said, y'all raised a beautiful young man. He's both physically and mentally attractive. Okay, Michaela, honey, you're giving him too much. His mom is like, yeah, he's my little Zach Attack. She's like, oh, okay, Zach Attack. I'm like, oh, girl, not the nicknames. He was the sweet angel last. He's not a kid anymore, Mom. I know you look at your little baby and he's going to always be your baby to you. Honey, I'm going to be the same way. But I am not going to be telling his wife that he's my little Zach Attack. I'm just not going to be doing that, honey. She's like, yeah, he's all in or it's nothing. He's one-minded, but he's great. So then they start going in, child. They're like, he's good at math. He's analytical. So he did the Rubik's Cube and he solved it. He's an overachiever, overachiever. He almost won the presidency against Barack Obama. He'll tell you about I'm like, oh my goodness. So then his mom is like, and then he'll tell you about an app that he created. Michaela looking like, say what now? Baby, these parents were talking for 45 minutes. This is the problem. The parents are probably the reason he never met nobody that he likes, honey. This is too much. It's all overwhelming. It's just too much. His dad said, but y'all will be great. Oh, my God. Boy, girl. Zach is over there talking to her sisters. They're like, so how do we know we can trust you with Michaela? He's like, when we hang out together and she talks to you guys every day, you'll see. So they were like, well, what was your longest relationship? He said 9 months. Now, I knew a lot of people were going in like 9 months. Well, honey, Michaela ain't no better. Okay, she was just a few months over 9 months. Her longest relationship was 1 day shy of a year. Let's not forget that. Everybody's like, 9 months? Oh my God. They're one and the same. Okay, almost a year is not that much more than 9 months. Neither one of them have ever been in love. They've never told another person that they love them. So, I mean, child, that was really nothing to me. But the sisters were looking at him like, honey, we watching you, okay? And you ain't fooling us. Side-eyeing him and everything. But I appreciated that because, Michaela's the baby sister, so they got to look out for him. He's like, you'll just see. Baby, they are grilling him. He don't stand a chance. Mirla and Gill. Her brother is talking to Gill, right? He's like, now that you've gotten to know her, is there anything you don't like? He said, yeah, there is. He said the designer stuff. He's like, look, I'm not going to be in Louis and Gucci and Prada every day. That's just not me. Her brother said, well, she's so driven, so she enjoys the fruits of her labor by splurging. I wish you the best. Translation, honey, she your problem now. I don't know what to tell you, honey, but she your problem. Gill said, he doesn't make the most money. This is what he's saying in a confessional. So he's worried if he'll be able to live up to what she needs and worried about if it'll be a deal breaker. So it's not her being void of personality that you're worried about. It's the fact that she buys things with her own money. Oh, okay, got it. She's over there talking to his friends, and baby, this was something else. So they're talking to her, right? And they're telling her how, now that she's married, her lifestyle might have to change. She said, why? Now, listen, I'm torn on this. Okay, on the one hand, I feel like if you work hard for it, then you should enjoy. Okay, but when it's a thing where it's designer or nothing, then that's where it poses a problem. Because in a marriage, you are going to have to compromise. You're going to be pooling your money. Yes, you can have your account on the side and do what you do, but at the same time, you're a couple. So, I mean, if you're unwilling to compromise, that's where it's a problem. But no, I don't think it's a problem for you to enjoy nice things. So I don't want people getting down in the comments, why a black woman gotta not enjoy? I do not want to hear all that. I see your point. My God. His friend said, Gill is really cheap. Oh, child, not cheap. Okay, I thought he was a little bit frugal and he knew how to go about, moving his little firefighter coins around. But cheap is something totally different. Well, honey, she might have to get ready for some extreme couponing. Mirla called Bow and asked her where that consignment store is. Moving forward. His friend said, you got to compromise. Mirla is like, well, I want my man to enjoy these things with me. I like to travel internationally. Honey, let me see your passport. Because, child, people just be talking sometimes. I mean, I understand this is, her lifestyle, and I'm doing air quotes and whatnot. But at the same time, girl, don't act like you just jet sitting on a random Monday, okay? You're in the education system. They ain't paying like that. Even if you are an administrator or you are a principal, you're making money. But when you take out the taxes and you take out the lifestyle that you're living, honey, you ain't hitting on nothing. Moving forward. He said, oh, so you're high maintenance. She said, I don't think I am. Oh, child, this is going to be a mess. She is not going to bend and he gonna go broke trying to keep up. And this is what I realized. She's not exactly high maintenance. She's just materialistic. So there's a difference. But either way, y'all gonna have to start going to the early bird special according to the friends, honey. I'm just saying. Moving forward. Johnny starts taking off the garter because now they're showing all the scenes with them taking off the garters, right? Johnny is taking the garter off. Bow is like, oh my God. Johnny is like, look, ma, no hands. He said, look, ma, no hands, baby. Johnny got down on those knees and slid into Bow. Honey, I thought she was going to move him back because, he was going underneath her dress and whatnot. And you know how she is about the whole physical touch of it all. But she actually let him take the garter off with his little bit toe teeth. Oh, okay, I love it. Zach being kind of timid, and Michaela's like, baby, give me more. She is the exact opposite of Bow. Do y'all hear me? Jose, little bit toe self, he got in there and he got it off, and then eventually Zach got it off too. Johnny and Bow. The reception is over and Johnny's friends are like, are you getting laid tonight? Y'all getting into it as y'all get into it? Over with Brett and her friends, they're discussing Ryan and they're talking about the bedroom, right? She's like, it's all coming off, my makeup and everything, because I want to be vulnerable with him and hopefully he'll accept me. Mirla is talking to Gill's friends. They're like, so what's up? Do you like him or what's going on? Honey, they looking like they just stepped out of a college dorm. Why his friends seem so much younger than him? Especially the one that was doing all the talking. Child, he looks like he passed out club flyers. Here, come to the club such and such. Tomorrow night, ladies, get in free before 11. I I'm just saying. She's like, I think he's everything I asked for. Okay. Not only does she have a shopping problem, she got a little line problem too. Because I don't know what I was watching, but I do not remember her saying that he's everything that she asked for. She was like, I really feel comfortable. His friend said, well, so why didn't y'all kiss? She's like, he's a stranger. They said, but he is your husband and is. Okay. She said, no, it doesn't work that way. This is my thing. Mirla thinks she's back at school as the principal and they're her students. Honey, he ain't getting no kiss, so hang it up. And if you're all that conservative, then you can go ahead and get that last name changed. Moving forward, her friends are like, so what are your expectations for tonight? He said, we need to build a rapport first because she could be a dominatrix. Honey, nothing about her screams spicy in the bedroom. She looked like she lay missionary. Child, I'm not about to be bothered with you. He said they need to build a rapport, and they said, so how long are you willing to wait? He said, as long as she needs. Oh, child, Gill, you just be saying anything, honey. They said, what about 6 months? He said, that's nothing compared to 40 years. So you plan on dying early, honey? Not 40. And it's all good until you realize y'all are 6 months in and you still getting forehead kisses. Stop saying things that you do not mean, honey. So Jose's family, baby, they totally different on the other end of the spectrum. The stepmom is like, so you gonna get it popping? She ain't say that, but I'm saying it. Honey, that's how she got that daddy, okay? So now these couples are getting prepared to spend the night together. Honey, fingers crossed. Everyone is happy with their potential forever, but we shall see. They get to the hotel room. Now, this is where it's starting to get good. Everyone is laying across the bed because, they're just so happy to finally be together and finally relax for a minute. We already know Gill gonna have to sleep with his tux on, okay? But at least she let him help her unzip her dress. It's time to get real, child. Johnny is having a time getting Bow's dress undone. Honey, if that's not symbolism. Mirla got on her flannel pajamas. She comes out ready for the bed. I'm like, girl, what is going on? All this designer taste and you got on some Walmart flannels? I know, because we put those on the Christmas card last season. Child, those are those don't touch me flannels. Honey, I had a pair in every color when my husband made me mad. Those are the pajamas that you put on when you want to send the signal, I don't want to be touched. Okay? And then Gill kind of came out and showed us a little firefighter chest. I'm like, okay, Gill. Trying to give her something she can feel. But honey, she ain't touching it. Shout out to En Vogue. Michaela comes out, still with the touch of makeup on, and Zach is like, dang, I ain't see all that under that dress. So he gassing her up. I'm like, okay, we love to see it. He said, she's like, well, I still have a little bit of makeup on, but it's okay. He said, actually, I find my wife more attractive when she's not all done up. Sweatpants, hair tied, chilling with no makeup on. That's when you're the prettiest. I hope that you don't take it wrong. Shout out to Drake. Michaela, you his everything. You all he ever wanted. I'm sorry, I had to do that one a little bit longer. Moving forward. Zach blowing out the candles because it's time to go to bed. Honey, I almost burnt his arm off. I'm like, Zach, I know you excited and whatnot because I know y'all about to get it popping. But don't burn yourself up in the process. Jose and Rachel are getting ready to lay it down. He still has that bow tie on. I'm like, oh, he was like, I was about to do a little Chippendale type thing for you. Jose, honey, I'm speaking directly to you. She's just not that into you sexually. I just don't see it, honey. I don't see it. And so Rachel is still making reference to his personality. Girl, tell us you don't think he's all that cute without telling us you don't think he's all that cute. Because what happens when the personality is not the best that day? Then what happens? Child, this is a mess. It's the next day and Johnny is still helping Val take off her dress. Child. I'm like, Johnny, how long is it going to take you to get this dress off, child? As smart as you are, you cannot unbutton this wedding dress. So Johnny is helping Bao get out of her dress, and then he's helping her take down those 1,000 bobby pins that she has in, and they're getting ready for bed. He's like, I usually sleep with the body pillow. She's like, oh, okay, here. This can be like a little barricade, since touch is lowest on my list. Good night. Bao, you're getting on my nerves, girl. What about his needs? You giving real selfish, honey. I do not see a chance of you making it if you do not give him what he needs as well. This is getting on my nerves. Now, y'all can still be one of my favorite couples, but we're going to need you to be in just a little bit. I know it's the first night, but putting that pillow in between you and saying, this is like a little barricade. The word barricade is what's throwing me off, okay? I don't want y'all to think I don't know that they're strangers and I want them to get it popping on the first night. No. But that barricade, oh no, ma'am. Honey, I don't think so. She's not even trying. So, Johnny, honey, the closest thing you're going to get to clingy is the static cling in those khaki pants. Child. Oh, my goodness. And, Johnny, I realized that there were no baths taken. I thought, though, that was on your list of things that had to be done. Honey, none of y'all took a bath. Oof, it's just a mess. Brett is taking off her makeup in hopes he'll still like her. It's them PJs you got to worry about. Honey, my grandma got those. Girl, what kind of pajamas are y'all wearing? Ryan is in bed, honey, no shirt already. She's like, oh, hey, you got any pants on under there? Baby giving very much Jacob 2.0. Y'all remember when Jacob was bare-chested on the first night and Haley was looking at him like, oh, my God. This is a mess. She said, I don't have any makeup on. Do I still look the same? He's like, yeah, I actually prefer that look. Ryan, it sounds like a lie. Cha, you're lying. He's like, she's not what I usually would find attractive, but the night can go either way. I'm really finding her attractive at this moment. Well, honey, it's been a while for Brett, so I feel like in that room it's going to be the Wild Wild West. So it's going to go the way of those pajamas being on the floor. And that was the end of the episode. But child, let me tell y'all something. When the previews came on, baby, my mouth was wide open. The trailer, Hurricane K, looks like a Category 5 heading straight to Houston. Baby, I better go stock up on my water and my non-perishables for that episode, because baby, it's going to be some foolishness. Now, I don't know exactly what happened, but the trailer for the season looks like we're going to get into it as we get into it. Do not hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Let me know exactly how you felt about this episode. To me, it was the winds wasn't giving what needs to be gave. And as always, stay safe, stay blessed, spread love, not germs. Peace.